Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Elaine and as you know I'm kind of a weirdo and I think about Pokemon way too much. So I have compiled all of the signature Pokemon of characters who are pretty significant to the overall story or games of the Pokemon universe. We are on part 2 of the Hoenn region, so go ahead and watch part 1 up here. And yeah, with that, let's get started. And of course, I will be adding in some rules just so I don't get comments about not including trainers like Youngster Joey. Each trainer does need to have a special character model. They must have no more than 3 Pokemon at the same highest level. This one hasn't really come into effect in the past videos, but it will come into effect on this video due to us having characters like Frontier Brains who do have Pokemon all set to the same level. I mean, we won't go past 3 Pokemon sets to the same level just because it does make it a little bit more difficult to see any patterns with Ace Pokemon. The final rule is that I will only be using the last battle before the champion battle and then any other rematches after the champion battle. That way I'm not mentioning the rivals team for every single battle because that kind of gets redundant. They also need to make their first appearance in the games that the region takes place in. So even though Looker does appear in the Hoenn remakes of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, his first appearance doesn't really happen until Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, so he will be included in the Sinnoh video and not this video. We have the largest list of characters yet, including gym leaders, Elite Four members, champions, rivals, contest stars, lore keepers, Team Aqua members, Team Magma members, and finally Frontier Brains. And real quick, before I get started, I did want to mention that Steven did have a new sync pair become available in Pokemon Masters. It is Deoxys, which is here, maybe. And it doesn't have any impact on what his signature Pokemon was, but I thought I would include it anyways because it happened while I was editing and doing all that fun stuff. So, yep, it is Deoxys again. Next, we have the initial rivals of the Hoenn games and child of Professor Birch, May or Brandon. In their Ruby Sapphire appearance, their last battle is in Lily Cove City, where they will have the second stage of their starter Pokemon, Strongest Yours, being Combuskin, Marshtomp, or Grovyle at level 34. This is again mirrored in Pokemon Emerald, where they are last battled in Lily Cove City and have the level 34 second stage starter. However, in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they are fought after the champion battle and before the credits roll, where they have the fully evolved starter now capable of Mega Evolution at level 50. They also appear in part of the Pokemon Battle Maison where they have a Claydol and Exploud set to level 50. They both appear in Pokemon Masters where they have several different sync pairs. May's initial sync pair is with her Swampert. As part of the Spring 2021 event, she was given a Lopunny. Then as the 2-year event, she was given a Latios. Her final sync pair is the Signa sync pair, which was recently released, and it is a Blaziken. Brandon only has 2 sync pairs in the game, that being his initial one with a Sceptile and a Signa one with a Latios. So given all these appearances, it's safe to assume that their signature Pokemon is going to be their starter Pokemon. We move on to the second rival of the games, Wally of Petalburg City. His final battle before the Elite Four in Ruby and Sapphire shows him using a level 45 Gardevoir. This Gardevoir does return in his rematch team where this time at its highest level will be 57. This is mirrored in Pokemon Emerald where before the Elite Four he has a level 45 Gardevoir and in his rematch it has been increased to level 57. His next appearance is in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire where his Gardevoir has been replaced with a Gallade at level 48 and it is capable of Mega Evolution. He can also be rematched in these games where its highest level will be his Mega Gallade at level 81. He also does appear in the Battle Maison where he will again have a Mega Gallade and a Magnezone set to level 50. His final appearance is in Pokemon Masters where he does use a Gallade again. So with it being split perfectly down the middle with 4 and 4, we can see that our Sweet Cinnamon Roll of a Friend, his ace Pokemon will be a Gardevoir in the earlier games and a Gallade in the later ones. Next we have one of the newest characters on this list, Arun, or the expert of the secret bases. He is an excellently designed character and is way too unknown in the games and honestly underappreciated in the fandom. He is fought once in the games where he uses a level 23 Flygon, which is so illegal. That's like Lance levels of illegalness. I'll let it pass though since I like him. He is battled in the post game as well where he does use a Flygon as well at level 53 this time. So if it's not obvious, Pokemon really wanted to get Flygon to someone to be their signature Pokemon, so we got Arun and Flygon together. Next we move on to the Pokemon coordinator and niece of Wallace, Alicia. Alicia has never actually battled in the games, but does appear in all of the Master Contest formats with her ace Pokemon, Ali the Altaria. And it does also appear in Pokemon Masters as her sync pairing as well. So for the second trainer on this list, Altaria is going to be Alicia's signature Pokemon. We now move on to Lorekeeper Zinnia, who is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon characters. I loved how in the Pokemon evolution arcs, you could see the pain in her eyes, and it's just amazing to me that they gave a character that only appeared in one game so much depth in that series. Her first and only main series appearances are in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, where in her initial battle she uses a Salamence at level 57. In the rematch, the Salamence returns, this time at level 62, and being capable of Mega Evolution. I feel like I also need to add in Aster the Whismer, since it is commonly seen with her and associated with her. She next appears in Pokemon Masters, where she does have 2 sync pairs. Her initial one is with a Rayquaza, and then her second one can be purchased with BP or Battle Points, and it is a Salamence. So given all of these appearances, it is safe to assume that the Lorekeeper of the Draconid uses Salamence given to her by Aster as her signature Pokemon. We next move on to the leader of Team Aqua and Pirate Daddy, Archie. Archie's first appearance is of course in Pokemon Sapphire, where in his final battle at the Seafloor Cavern, his ace Pokemon is his level 43 Sharpedo. His next appearance is in Pokemon Emerald, where his Sharpedo returns as captain of his ship. See what I did there? At level 43. His next mainstream appearance is in Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, where he can be battled again at the Seafloor Cavern, where his Sharpedo returns at level 43, but this time it's capable of Mega Evolution. He will appear in the Battle Maison as well, where he can always be battled using a Sharpedo and a Crobat set to level 50. Next, he will appear as part of the Team Rainbow Rocket Saga at the end of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, where he will use a level 66 Kyogre as his ace Pokemon. His last appearance is in the Pokemon Masters game, where he returns with a sync pairing of Kyogre again. This one is a little bit more obvious than the usual, but his signature Pokemon is going to be that Sharpedo that is capable of Mega Evolution into Mega Sharpedo. Next we have Matt of Team Aqua. Look at this dude. He is practically busting out of his swimsuit. The men of Team Aqua. Oh my god. Get out of here. In Matt's last battle in Pokemon Sapphire, he has a 3-way tie for his ace Pokemon, being a Carnivore, a Mightyena, and a Sharpedo, all at level 32. His first and only battle in Pokemon Emerald has him with another tie, but this time it's at level 34 with a Golbat and a Mightyena. Matt can be fought a few times in Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, where in his last battle before the Elite Four, he uses a level 39 Sharpedo. Then in his final battle in the postgame, he again uses a Sharpedo, now at level 55, and it's capable of Mega Evolution. So despite him not using one at all in his Emerald appearance, I'm going to give this one to his Sharpedo. Next we move on to the final Team Aqua member, Pirate Queen Shelly. She can be battled twice in Pokemon Sapphire, where her final battle is in the Seafloor Cavern, where she does have 2 Pokemon and they are tied at level 38, that being a Sharpedo and a Mightyena. She does appear in Pokemon Emerald, where this time her final battle is actually an optional battle, but it's again in the Seafloor Cavern, where her Mightyena and Sharpedo are tied again, this time at level 37. She, unlike Matt, is not fought in the postgame of Alpha Sapphire, where her final battle is actually going to be at the Weather Institute, where her ace is going to be at level 32 Sharpedo. So just like the other 2 before her, her ace is a Sharpedo, just barely edging out a tie with Mightyena. We now have the leader of Team Magma and weird scientist, I think, Maxi. He appears in Pokemon Ruby, where in his final battle, it's at the Seafloor Cavern, and his ace is going to be a level 43 Camerupt. Since certain story elements changed to accommodate both teams being present in Pokemon Emerald, Maxi's final battle in this game is actually going to be at the Moss Deep Space Center, where his ace is again a level 43 Camerupt. Of course, he, like Archie, does appear in the Generation 3 remakes, where his final battle in Pokemon Omega Ruby shows him using a level 43 Camerupt capable of Mega Evolution, kinda like it was made specially for him. He will appear next in the Battle Maison, where he will always use a Camerupt and a Crobat set to level 50. He next appears in the Ultra games, where his ace is now a level 66 Groudon as part of Rainbow Rocket. This Groudon also joins him in Pokemon Masters as his only sync pair. With all his main appearances in the games, it's pretty obvious his ace is going to be that Camerupt, which is capable of Mega Evolution, so I also guess Mega Camerupt. We now move on to Courtney of Team Magma, a rather strange but calculated young lady. She, like the other Team Magma members, do appear in Pokemon Ruby, where in her final battle she has a tie for her strongest Pokemon, at level 38 being her Camerupt and Mightyena. Weirdly enough, she's the only Team Magma member to not return as a battleable person in Pokemon Emerald. She does, however, appear multiple times throughout the Pokemon Ruby remakes Omega Ruby. In her final battle before the Elite Four, she uses a level 39 Camerupt. Then in her post-game battle, she again will use the Camerupt, but this time it's at level 55 and is capable of Mega Evolution. Her final appearance is in Pokemon Masters, where she will again form a sync pair with a Camerupt. So just like her boss Maxi, her ace Pokemon is going to be her Camerupt. We move on to the final Team Magma member, that being Tabitha. Can I just say, I think they really downgraded from Generation 3 Tabitha to Generation 6 Tabitha. Like, where is my brooding, muscular guy? Where is he? Surprisingly, Tabitha has changed aces pretty frequently throughout the games. In Tabitha's first battle in Pokemon Ruby, he has a 3-way tie for his ace Pokemon being a Newble, Mightyena, and a Camerupt all at level 32. Then in his final Emerald battle, he's paired with Maxi in a double battle at Moss Deep Space Center, where his strongest Pokemon is now a level 40 Golbat. In his final battle in Omega Ruby, he will use a Camerupt set to level 32. The only Pokemon that he's consistently used as his ace Pokemon is that Camerupt, so like his fellow Team Magma teammates, his Camerupt is his signature Pokemon. We next move on to the Battle Frontier in Pokemon Emerald. I won't be mentioning levels since they can vary in this game. We first have a Lab Coat Daddy, Factory Head Nolan. I chose to start with him because he's pretty easy. He actually does not have a signature Pokemon in the main series because he uses rental Pokemon, so he has no set team. However, he does appear in Pokemon Masters, where he uses a Pinsir, and this Pinsir is actually capable of Mega Evolution, so it's pretty obvious his only appearance is in Pokemon Masters, where he has a set Pokemon, so it's going to be Pinsir. That is his signature Pokemon. Next, we will move on to the Arena Tycoon, Greta of the Battle Frontier. All I'm saying is I wish my karate uniform looked like this, because she is styling. In her Silver Symbol Challenge, she will use a Heracross, Umbreon, and a Shedinja. In her Gold Silver Challenge, she will use an Umbreon, Gengar, and a Breloom. The only Pokemon that carries over to both of her teams is her Umbreon, which I think suits her very well, and is her signature Pokemon. Next, we move over to the not over-the-top queer character, Tucker the Dome Ace. Now, the Battle Dome does work a little bit differently, where he doesn't, quote, have a, quote, set team, but it's set in the fact that he will choose 2 of 3 Pokemon, so I'm going to include him here. In his Silver Challenge, he will use a Swampert, Salamence, and a Charizard. In his Gold Print Challenge, he will use a Swampert, Metagross, and a Latias. So, like Greta before him, he has a Pokemon that he does use on both of these teams, being Swampert, and that would be his signature Pokemon. We next have the beautiful Pike Queen, Lucy. In her Silver Symbol Challenge, she will use a Seviper, Shuckle, and Milotic. And in her Gold Symbol battle, she will use, again, a Seviper, Steelix, and a Gyarados. She, unlike a lot of the Frontier Brains, does appear in Pokemon Masters, where her sync pair is with her Seviper. So with her design being based so heavily on it, her signature Pokemon had to be Seviper. Also, loving the snake theme here, girl. We next have the Palace Maven Spencer, with 2 S's and no C. In his Silver Symbol battle, he will use a Crobat, Slacking, and a Lapras, while in his Gold Symbol battle, he will use an Arcanine, Slacking, and a Suicune. Yucine would be so jelly. His Slacking is the only Pokemon used on both teams, so I'm going to give this to his Slacking. By the way, I think he has an excellent character design. Next, we move on to Pyramid King and future Mummy, Brandon. Brandon is a unique character, so stay tuned. In his Silver Symbol battle, he will use a Regirock, Registeel, and Regice. In his Gold Symbol battle, he will use an Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos. This is the first character to only use legendary Pokemon, which is freaking metal, dude. Way to go. So, according to my rules, I have to give the honor of signature Pokemon to all of these Pokemon, since he uses all of them only once. I picture him more with the Regis, though, since they are newer Pokemon to this generation, so take that with a grain of salt. The final frontier head that we will discuss is the Saloon Maiden and International Police member, Annabelle. In Annabelle's Silver Symbol Challenge, she will use an Alakazam, Entei, and Snorlax. In her Gold Symbol Challenge, she will use a Raikou, Latios, and Snorlax. She does also appear in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but she now has a team of 5 Pokemon all set to the same level, and per my rules I can only go up to 3 Pokemon, so I won't be including these games in this analysis. But don't worry though, she does use her signature Pokemon in those battles, so it kind of supports, but not really. Her signature Pokemon is of course going to be her Snorlax. I generally picture her with a Raikou more, but that's because I've read the anime, or I've read the manga way too much. Alright, if you made it to this part of the video, thank you so much for sticking around and hanging out with me. But if you did enjoy this video, go ahead and leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want more of this content on a regular basis, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day!